everyone, it's Lisa from My Dreaming Soap. Welcome to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a festive Christmas soap, but I don't want it to be too sort of in your face, you know, Santa Claus or presents or anything like that. So a bit more of a subtle design. So what I've done is I've already made some little embeds. Now I've just done these very, very simply, and we've got these sort of, they almost look like little spoons, don't they? What they're supposed to be is leaves on the end of stalks. So all I did with this is I just rolled out some green soap dough, and this is Emerald Lagoon from You Make It Up, and cut it into strips, and I just squashed one end and left another end a bit flatter, and then just squashed down the side of it. Okay, just to make those tiny weeny little leaves on stalks. I did that again, but without the stalk element, just to do some little leaves. And then I did extrude this, it's sort of like a berry disc, it's like the three circles together, and then some just simple straightforward little lines of white soap dough. So what I'm going to use these to do is to make some mistletoe in my soap. Okay, so those will be for my embeds. Now the fragrance oil I'm using today is Christmas tree fragrance oil, and that's from Candle Shack in the UK. This is a lovely Christmassy sort of fragrance. It's got a pine scent, but it's a nice pine scent. It is a very festive, well, I guess it smells like a Christmas tree, but to me pine always makes me worry about something smelling like a toilet cleaner or something, and it definitely doesn't smell like that. It doesn't discolour at all, so it's a nice fragrance to work with. And then I'm going to do my entire pour in one go. So this is all of my oils and my lye solution for my entire batch. I do have sodium lactate in my lye solution. So I do want this to stay really quite fluid because I want to do an ombre type pour. So I do have my oils and my lye solution at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I think my lye might be at 81, but that's really the lowest I like to go. I don't like to soap any lower than that because I find it can give me a bit of a false trace. So 80, where I go when I want everything to stay fluid. And again, because I'm dealing with wanting things to stay fluid, I'm not going to blend this too much, just making sure I take it to emulsion. Okay, so that's going to do it for me for my blending. It is just barely emulsified, but it's definitely not any sort of trace at the moment. Now I'm just going to divide these up into my colours. I'm going to measure and weigh that all off camera because that's not the most exciting thing to watch, and I'll be back as soon as I've done that. So I split everything out, and I've got most of my batter, well not most of it, I've got a good sort of 2/3 of my batter in here, and that's going to be white, just titanium dioxide. In this sort of second size jug that I've got some golden shimmer, and that's from Mica Mama. And I just dispersed that into some oil into the bottom of the jug, and then just added that soap batter into it. And then in this third jug with my smallest amount, I've got Sunshine Yellow from Mica Mama. That's my favourite, in fact, it's my only yellow that I ever use. Sunshine Yellow from Mica Mama. Now these are very subtle colours, and to be honest, the reason I've got these colours in here is originally when I got my assessment for this fragrance oil, I had it as a typical Christmas tree type scene. So I've got my green, which you've seen in my leaves that I've already extruded, and quite a bit of a white scene. So, you know, the Christmas trees in some white snow, and then I've got some gold and some yellow and also some red. And you're going to see I'm going to bring the red in later after we cut the soap. So that's why it's sort of, I've got this slightly weird yellow and gold that's going into the main soap, but I think that'll work quite well because I want a nice subtle ombre with just a gentle colour change as it goes through to take it away from the white. Okay, so let's get that TD into the mix. Okay, so those are my colours that I've got. I'm happy with those. And my fragrance oil, I'm just going to pop it all in. I'm going to sort of do it by eye. This is a fragrance oil. Little bit of green soap dough did a jump in there. Maybe I had it stuck to my gloves or something. Anyway, right, sorry, as I was saying, my fragrance oil, I'm just going to sort of estimate it, and I'm happy to do that with this fragrance oil because it has a high usage rate. I think it's got, I think it's something like 100%, you know, there's just no limit on it. So if it's a little bit more in one area and not so much in another, it's not going to be the end of the world, you know. We can do quite a reasonable estimation for it. So my plan is to start off with a really white base at the bottom of the soap, as you would for a base, and then I'm going to start bringing in the yellow. And what I want to do is, because I'm going to be ombreing the yellow in, I'm going to make this yellow will be mixed with the TD, and so therefore that's going to pale out quite a bit. And then just as I've used that up, I then want to start bringing this gold in, because I want the gold to be what's around my mistletoe at the top. And I want this stronger colour at the top because obviously I need those little mistletoe berries, those white mistletoe berries, to show up. And they're not going to show up if I'm still using TD. Okay, so this is still looking pretty fluid, but to get a nice sort of really merged ombre, I actually want that. Okay, so I've got my soap mould now. Unfortunately, you're not really going to be able to see inside my soap mould as I'm pouring it, so I do need to have it on an angle. But you can obviously see what I'm doing in my jug and how I'm pouring it, but just not in the soap mould. So first of all, I want to actually get rid of quite a bit of this white. So I am just going to check and wait until I've got the very, very lightest little bits of trace. I'm just spreading some up the side of the jug there, just to check that it is fully emulsified, because I don't even mind pouring it at emulsion just before trace. So I've just spread some up my side of my jug, and I'm going to leave that for a little while and see if that starts to split apart. Yeah, I can definitely see with those others. Yeah, I think I'm all right. I'm starting to get to a very light trace. Okay, so let's get most of this white, well not most of it, but a good dollop of this white in first of all, because I do want it to be pretty white at the bottom. And then I'm going to start ombreing this yellow in.
Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again. To see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, yeah. I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
Okay, so I am now going to remove my mould and very, very carefully pop it down flat. There we are. And I've got some gold left because what I now need to do is start bringing in those embeds, but I do want to have some soap left so that I can fill in around the embeds. Now this is actually going to be a little bit tricky to do because I can't see where I'm placing these, so I'm going to have to just sort of guess and hope, really. So I'm going to have some little leaves in first. Let's drop some berries in. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm hoping by adding the leaves to the batter, I'm hoping that they won't move around too much. You know, when you put in an embed, especially something that's shaped like this, as soon as you pour soap on it, you can pretty well guarantee it's going to twist itself around. So I'm hoping We'll find out when we cut, won't we? That's my plan. I'm hoping that that's going to work.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans for what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you, 'cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh.
And that fragrance oil just was beautiful, wasn't it? I spent quite a while just sort of faffing around and not stirring it or anything, just leaving it alone. And it's done well for us. Okay, so just trying to even that out so I get my bars basically the same size. As I said, I don't mind that little green bit sticking up, because I'm going to do more green on the top tomorrow. I think that will do. Let's clear up this mess. Okay, so this will go into the oven to C-pop, and we'll finish it off tomorrow. Now, as sometimes happens in the mystical world of video recording, weird things go on. My audio has disappeared from the rest of this video, so you got me doing a voiceover. Let's have a look at these bars of soap then. So I'm hoping that I've got sort of like a cluster, like a bunch of mistletoe at the top of my soap, and I'm hoping that those leaves are staying generally pretty upright. Now, I've got no clue what I'm going on about in the video here, but I'm really happy with those. It's given me a nice clustering effect, and my leaves are all pointing in the directions that I want. So we'll just have a look at a couple of these, because I do want to finish off and do some piping on the top of these just to complete the soap. So I've made up some more soap batter and let it set up to get to piping consistency, and I've coloured it the same green as the mistletoe leaves. And all I'm doing here is I've got a little round tip, and I'm just piping some centres of a poinsettia. Is it poinsettia? Poinsettia? I never really know. One of those, Christmassy type flowers on the top. And then I'll just finish off with a standard leaf tip, and I'm just going to use that to make the rest of the flower. Now I have just gently sprayed the top of these soaps here, because remember, this is the actual top of the soap that's been exposed to the air for quite a while. So I have given that a little spray with some distilled water before I'm piping these leaves on.
We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time, dance, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling, or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sanctuary. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
These soaps have been released as part of the November Christmas shop update, so why not pop over to the shop if you want to grab yourself a bar. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you like the soap. If you have, it would be great if you gave me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see what I'm making in the future, then why not subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching everyone. Happy soaping!